Hi gorgeous people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is your first time of stopping on this amazing channel. My name is Enel Blake. In today's video, I'm going to be talking on maximizing singlehood. Maximizing your singlehood, how to make the most of your singlehood. So take note of the point I'm about to list out on how you can actually maximize your singlehood. As the greatest mistake you make as a single person is to think that marriage is going to meet my unmet needs, marriage is going to solve my weaknesses, that marriage is going to probably organize my life. Well, that's not always the case. Marriage won't do all these things for you if you don't start doing these things for yourself now. So for me, I feel like singlehood is a gift. It's a gift that you can never get back. The moment you're married, you can't be single again unless probably when you divorce or something happens to the husband. So enjoy your singlehood, maximize it to your fullest. You can't be single again. When you're single, there's no distractions, no boyfriend distraction, no children distraction. You have the full time to prioritize your life, to organize your life. So take note of the point I'm about to list out on how you can maximize your singlehood. The first point I'm going to talk about is your skills. So when maximizing your singlehood, you also want to better yourself. You want to develop on the things that you like. You want to become a better person, a better version of yourself. You have to get to know yourself. Your single is a time for you to actually develop on your skills, develop on your gifts. What are those things you like to do? What's your gifts? This is a time for you to set your priorities right. This is a time for you to get to know yourself better. You can't be single again. For God's sake, if you understand yourself better, it will be easier to stay with a man. But someone who doesn't even know herself, doesn't know her strength, you don't want to start discovering yourself in marriage. You don't want to start, trust me, there will be distractions. You get married, you start having kids. What time are you going to have to start discovering yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses and all? So this is a time for you to develop on your skill. What is that craft you love to do? Start doing it. Go learn it. Build on yourself. With all these things out, when he knows that you have a skill, you have a craft, you have a passion that you're going after, he will appreciate you even better. So your single time is a time for you to actually get to know yourself. Get to know yourself, get to know what you like, get to know what you don't like, get to know what pisses you off, get to know what keeps you going. Take advantage of this guy. Take advantage of your singlehood. Like I said before, you can't be single again once you're married, unless something happens. So utilize it to the fullest. The next point is you need to map out your life plans and goals. While you're single, there's no distractions. Get to know yourself. After getting to know yourself, then you map out your plans, your goals, how you want your life to be. Not when marriage comes, that's when you're not trying to figure out things. Because a whole lot of people, it's during marriage that they started figuring out themselves. And there are so many people too who figure out themselves even before marriage came. So whichever the case, for some people, marriage comes early for them, and some marriage comes late. So whichever you are, if you're for now, you don't have a husband, you're still single. It's time for you to utilize that time. Do not waste it on thinking of, oh, when is my husband going to fold in your hands? You're wasting that time, a time that you will never go back to. Utilize it. It's a time for you to map out your future with a clear mind. No distractions of one man or children. No distractions. You're focused. Okay, how do I want to do? You're mapping it out. You're having a clear definition of your life, how you want it to play, the things you really want to do with your life. You don't want to waste your singlehood, honestly. Your singlehood is a time for you to discover who you really are and what you want out of life. Who am I? That's why the first point was get to know yourself. Then that way you will know what you want out of life. What do I want to become? What are the things I'm passionate about? What are the skills I want to put into work? This is the time to do all that. Don't waste it for any reason. At this point, if you haven't subscribed to our video, please press the red button, like our video also, press like, subscribe, yes, you could also share to your friends. The next point is your finances. Maximizing your singlehood also means maximizing your finances. You need to find ways to be financially free, because obviously you're not waiting for a man to get you out of poverty. There's so much pride in having your own. I understand that when a man has, it's a plus. But you too want to have now, or do you want your husband to have only? You want to have money as well. So this is a time for you to be financially free, to think of how you can be financially free. What can I do? How can I manage my finances? Because your finances is very, very important. This is a time for you to get your finances right. When you're married, marriage comes with lots of responsibilities. When you're married, you're no longer thinking of just yourself, you're thinking of yourself. And when God blesses you with babies, you're thinking of your babies, maybe 1, 2, 3. So you're no longer living for just yourself. Because the reality is that when you're married, guys, nobody actually cares. Even your parents, your dad, trust me, it takes a very good dad to still care for you even after you're married. So your singlehood is a time for you to manage your finances. Set it right. Money is coming in from different corners now. Start saving. Start saving for the rainy days. I'm not saying rain is going to fall when you're married. Rain may not fall, but start saving. Because when you're married, nobody cares. The burden is going to be on your husband and yourself. And sometimes life happens. Your husband may not have. What are you going to do as a woman? Wouldn't it be so nice when, for example, you're married and somehow maybe your husband doesn't have money at that time and you're able to say, baby, I have 500,000, I have 1 million naira, I have 2 million naira. It's so beautiful. Like, you'll be like, really? Yes, I saved it. Don't think that money is going to keep coming in and all that. See, it will shock you. When you're married, you'll be looking for money like this. You look left and right. You have people around you, but nobody is willing to give you because they believe now that you are the responsibility of your husband. You are the responsibility of yourself. So no one is going to be there for you. You have to start planning and managing your finances now that you're single. As a single person that already has something going for herself, trust me, respect will not be negotiable. That guy doesn't have any choice but to respect you. Oh, my girlfriend has something doing. She's an independent girl. He will definitely add to it. It doesn't mean he will not add. Men, take note to that. Does not. I have my own. Does not mean you will not give me. But there's this confidence that, oh, whatever happens, even my woman, my girl can back me up. Knowing that your wife has something, it's so much relief for men. The respect will not be negotiable, but he knows he will respect you, he will value you. Most times they don't even want to lose such girls, not because they want you to give them, but because they feel like, okay, she's not going to be a burden. She's not going to be so much of a burden. Yes, definitely you're not going to be so much of a burden. If you would have asked him for 300,000, because you have something doing for yourself, you are likely to ask for maybe 150, 200. So that's also a relief for him. So this is a time for you to learn how to manage your money, how to budget, teach yourself how to make money, how to, save, how to prioritize, how not to spend on irrelevancies and all. This is the time you need to acquire that skill. Because there are some ladies that go into marriage without learning how to budget. Some persons are actually very reckless with cash. When they were single, money was always coming, so they buy anything without even calculating what is left in their account. And now they are married, they've taken that attitude too into marriage. What happens? The man is complaining. How come? For example, he gave her 100,000 last week, and just 2 days later, she's already asking for another money. And it's like, but I gave you 100,000 just last week, just 2 days ago. What happened? What did you use it for? It's just because she didn't learn how to budget. She took her single lifestyle into marriage, and it's not going to work that way. You can't take your single lifestyle into marriage. It will not work. Set structures down. Set business structures down that will work for you even when you're married, even when you're having kids, that maybe at that time you may not have all the time to start hustling, running around because you have a baby to care for. But set structures down that will still be putting money into your account even when you're married. Don't be like, I know there are some ladies who get married that after they get married, that's when they start figuring out what to do. For some people, no doubt. For some people, marriage comes very quickly for them and they didn't have enough time to actually do all this. But you that still have the time, husband has not come, what are you supposed to do? Start planning your life. Start organizing your life. So for a girl that has organized her life, definitely there are guys that she will accept. She will not just fall for anybody because she knows how much effort she has put in organizing her life. She will not just want any other person. If she wants to choose a spouse, she's also definitely going to choose someone of value, someone who has also made such effort into organizing his life as well. But for a girl who hasn't organized her life, who hasn't invested anything in her life, she's likely to fall for anything. Husband, are you with this? She will grab husband. And she enters into the marriage. The man is tired, he's frustrated because he's not seeing anything of value. She's just there. You see some men insulting their wives. You are just there. What do you bring into the family? What do you even have to offer? You that don't have anything to offer. What value? I do this, I buy your pants. You don't want a man to tell you that. So this singlehood is a time for you to prepare for all these things, so that a man does not start telling you shit about your everything. Use your money, buy some things now. There are some men that tell their wife, and everything they ask him, even soap finish for kitchen, no fit use your money, buy that one. And this happens for ladies that don't have anything doing. They are likely to ask for as little as this kind of thing. But if you have your own, no matter what, I know it's painful to use we don't like to use our money for house things, but somehow you will find yourself buying 1 or 2 things for the house when you've organized yourself, when you've put your finances right. The next point is your relationship with people. Yes, maximizing your single doesn't mean you have to stay indoors, fold your hands and be waiting for husband to come. No. Maximizing your single means you have good relationship with people, draw close to people of value, have friends that you can share ideas together, you can have good relationship with people. You're not dating people does not mean you can't have friends. Have friends, socialize. That's one of the ways to maximize your single. Don't just box yourself waiting for husband. Some people wait for husband all their lives. There's more to life than husband. There's more to life than marriage. Have relationship with people. Go closer to meet people of value. Share ideas, share thoughts together. You go closer to people that can encourage you to be the best version of yourself. People that want to bring out the best in you. Don't just lock yourself up waiting for one man to rescue you. You'll be disappointed though, because at the end of the day, it's not actually there to rescue you. That's the truth. So have good relationship with people. This is one of the ways to maximize your singlehood. Don't just lock yourself up. No, leave while waiting for the husband. Are you even waiting? No, you shouldn't even be waiting. I hate when I hear people waiting and they wait for a husband. What husband are you waiting for? Go after your life, go after your dreams. Be living. It's in process of your living that your husband comes to find you. He will come and find you. You're not waiting for him. Live. Life is for the living. Marriage does not define people. Some people think marriage will define them once they're married. Now, marriage will not define you. The earlier you get it, the better for you. You define you. God defines you, not marriage. Yes, guys, the next point is you have to be open to dating. Be open to dating because it's going to help you understand what you really want for yourself. Singleness is not a disease. It's not a disease. Be open to dating. At least that will help you know what you like. Okay, I dated this guy. There was something he did, or there was a certain attitude that I portrayed. You learn from such things, from mistakes. It's even dating is very important. But some people say it's not. It's very important. That way you learn. When you've dated a guy who abuses you, who beats you up, in your next relationship, you will look out for that quickly. When you sight that, this mere sight of that, you run for your dear life because you've experienced that in the past. When you've dated someone who is very disrespectful to ladies, that will also be one of the red flags you look out for. Like, oh, anybody I want to get married to, I don't want him to have this. So and so had this. It was very disrespectful. I didn't like it. It helps you to know what you want for yourself. It helps you to know the kind of man you actually want. So be open to dating. Don't just say, I'm done with dating. I'm not dating anybody. You date people too. Dating is just like courting. You date people to get to know if you guys are compatible. If you are not, then everybody goes their separate ways. So get in the mindset that singleness is not a disease. Singleness is a time to level up. It's a time to level up in all areas. I'm even scared for those people that don't date. I don't know. Dates. I didn't say have sex. I'm scared for those that don't date because I don't know how you just meet somebody and just get married to the person in 2 months or 3 months. It's really risky because there are so many things you need to get to understand from this person. I know some people say you can't know it all and all that, but there are some basic things, for God's sake. There are some basic things that you need to know. I know there's a God factor. There are people who didn't date for long, they got married and they're having it well. But those that got married to people they didn't date are suffering, they are so more. So it's risky actually getting married to somebody that you really don't know. You don't know their weaknesses, you don't know their strengths. You are just going into that marriage on the basis of love. Well, it's risky. It's very risky. So maximizing your singleness means you're using 100% of your time into building yourself, into developing yourself, into leveling up. That's how to maximize your singleness. You're building yourself. You're becoming a better version of yourself. Okay, obviously relationship break for various reasons. The fault will either be from the guy or from the girls. Yes, I won't lie, we have faults sometimes. Sometimes it comes from us. But when you're maximizing your singleness, you're learning from your mistakes. Oh, in this relationship, I acted this particular way, that's why the relationship didn't work. At least learn from that. Become the best version of yourself. In your next, you wouldn't want to make such mistake. If only we learn from our mistakes, a lot of times we will get things right. Yes, it's possible you just ended a very, very toxic relationship. So what you want to do now, what should be your priority now is having a relationship with yourself. Having a relationship with yourself. That way you get to know what you like, what you want, and what you don't want to become a better version of yourself. The point I'm about to talk about is your spiritual health. The spiritual health. When maximizing your relationship, it's very important to prioritize your spiritual health. You just have to find time for prayers. You have to find time for meditation. You have to find time for yourself. You want to have a relationship with God before going into marriage. You don't want to get into marriage and marriage comes with a lot of things, temptations and all that. you need to be connected to your source. Your spiritual health needs to be intact so that you can face the battles of life, so that you can deal with issues that comes your way during singleness or even while you're married. Single is a time for you to find God, have a relationship with God. It's very important. I don't know how anyone can do life without God. It's very difficult to actually do life without God. So this is a time where you want to find God, you want to connect to your source. So guys, in summary, your singlehood is a time where you get to know yourself. Not just knowing yourself, it's a time where you get to know yourself on a deeper level. It's a time where you get to know what triggers you. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What do I like? What do I not like? What triggers me? What motivates me? What inspires me? It's a time for you to actually build yourself. It's a time to have a relationship with God. It's a time for you to become the better version of yourself. It's a time for you to actually get to know your toxic traits, because definitely we too have toxic traits. Yes, it's a time for you to discover all those things. It's a time for you to know what you like. It's a time for you to date yourself. Date yourself, get to really know yourself. That way you know what you want and what you don't want. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for staying to the end. Do have a lovely day. Bye.